Hi, my name's Lisa Sinker. I'm one of the co-founders of Driving with Andy Sinker, which is a driving school based in Leeds, West Yorkshire. This session is going to look at attitude, that is the attitude of you as a driver towards driving and also to other road users. So when you're using the road, it is essential that you have a good attitude to other road users. You should always aim to be a safe and careful driver. Concentrate at all times, observe the speed limits, park safely and correctly, and be alert, awake, and responsible. Look at the distance between your car and another vehicle. So, whenever you are driving, it is important to ensure you leave a gap between your car and the vehicle in front of you to be able to give you thinking distance and stopping distance. The thinking distance is the time it takes for you to process that you need to stop, and the stopping distance is the time it takes to stop your car once you have pressed the brake. Driving too close to someone else can make other drivers feel under pressure. It can cause rear end collisions and also reduces the view of the road ahead for yourself. Travelling too close to another vehicle can often be referred to as tailgating. So, the distance between your car, the 2 second gap. This is the minimum recommended distance for you to be behind the other vehicle. So that is behind the other vehicle that is in front of you. As you pass a fixed post, for example, a lamppost, if you pass the lamppost before the 2 seconds, you are too close. There is a saying, only a fool breaks the 2 second rule. Road conditions can affect your tyre grip on the road. In wet conditions, the 2 second rule is doubled to a 4 second gap. When it is icy or snowy, it is then multiplied by 10 to become a 20 second gap. If someone overtakes and fills the gap, drop back and regain a safe distance. If someone is driving too close behind you, you will need to create a bigger gap between yourself and the vehicle in front of you to reduce needing to brake harshly. Overtaking. This is Rule 162 and 169 in the Highway Code. So before overtaking, you should make sure the road is sufficiently clear ahead of you. Be aware of any bends or dips in the road as other vehicles could be approaching. Visibility could also be reduced due to the weather and time of day. Only overtake if it is legal and safe to do so, looking for any other road users and signs and panes in the road. Ensure there is a suitable gap in front of the road user you plan to overtake to be able to return to your lane and there is not another vehicle in front of them restricting your return. Ensure other road users are not beginning to overtake you by checking your mirrors and possibly having a sideways glance. Allow plenty of room when passing the vehicle and do not return to the left-hand lane until you have ensured you have passed the vehicle and they will not need to slow down when you move back over to the left. Remember, mirror, signal, manoeuvre. When you are being overtaken, if a driver is trying to overtake you, maintain a steady course and speed, slowing down if necessary to let the other vehicle pass. Never obstruct drivers who wish to pass you. Drop back to maintain a 2 second gap if someone overtakes and pulls into the gap in front of you. Speeding up or driving unpredictably while someone is overtaking you is dangerous. Large vehicles. These may need extra road space to turn or to deal with a hazard that you are not able to see. If you are following a large vehicle, such as a bus or articulated lorry, be aware that the driver may not be able to see you in the mirrors. Be prepared to stop and wait if it needs room or time to turn. Large vehicles can block your view. Your ability to see and to plan ahead will be improved if you pull back from the vehicle to increase your separation distance. Be patient as larger vehicles are subject to lower speed limits than cars and motorcycles. Many large vehicles may be fitted with speed limiting devices which will restrict speed to 56 miles per hour, which is the equivalent of 90 kilometres per hour, even on a motorway. We look at the attitude towards others at different crossings. look at zebra crossings to start with. If you remember back to our previous videos, zebra crossings are the crossings that have flashing yellow beacons on both sides of the road and black and white stripes on the crossing. So when on zebra crossings or approaching them, look out for pedestrians waiting to cross and be prepared to slow down or stop to let pedestrians cross. You must give way to any pedestrians who have moved onto the crossing. Do not wave pedestrians across the road. Allow more time for stopping in poor weather conditions. Do not cross the crossing until all pedestrians are clear of the crossing. If the crossing has an island, this should be treated as two separate crossings. Do not sound your horn. Pelican crossings. So if we recap the traffic light sequence on a pelican crossing, it's red for stop, flashing amber. Once the crossing is clear of pedestrians, you may carry on. Pedestrians should not start to cross at this point. Green, go if it is safe to do so. Amber, stop if it is safe to do so. And red, stop. The flashing amber stage is unique to the pelican crossing and as such can cause confusion, as most new traffic light control crossings do not have the flashing amber light stage. Always give way to anyone still crossing after the signal has changed to green. This advice applies to all roads and not just at crossings. If someone has started to cross the road, they must be allowed to continue crossing. Pelican crossings, which go straight across the road, are one crossing, even when there is a central island. You must wait for pedestrians who are crossing from the other side of the island. Puffin crossings. If you recall, these are similar to pelican crossings, but the traffic light sequence has no flashing amber stage. The traffic light has a sensor that knows when there is no one on the crossing, and the traffic light then changes through the normal traffic light sequence. We'll just recap again on that. Red meaning to stop, red and amber means stop, green means go if it is safe, and amber means stop if it's safe to do so. Toucan crossings. With toucan crossings, cyclists are able to ride their bikes across the road along with pedestrians. With this in mind, a good way to remember this is that two can cross at the same time. Similar to puffin crossings using sensors and the traffic light sequence, but this is the only crossing where cyclists are allowed to ride their bikes across the crossing. Equestrian crossings. These has a high-level button for the horse rider to press that is located away from the road to enable the horse rider to be able to press the button safely. Emergency vehicles. When checking your surroundings, you may see or hear ambulances, fire engines, police, doctors, bomb disposal experts, or other emergency vehicles using flashing blue, red, or green lights using sirens and possibly flashing their headlights. The Highways Agency traffic officer and incident support vehicles also use flashing amber lights. Try not to panic and look for the safest option to help let the vehicle pass. This may include continuing along your path until you find somewhere safe to allow the vehicle to pass, whilst obeying the highway code. If you need to pull over to allow the emergency services to pass, ensure you stop somewhere safe, for example, not on the brow of a hill, on a narrow road, or near a sharp bend. You are not allowed to mount the curb or ignore a red traffic light. Do not brake harshly. A following vehicle may not have the same view as you. Powered vehicles used by disabled people. So these are small vehicles that can travel to a maximum speed of 8 miles per hour, which is the equivalent of 12 kilometres per hour. Vehicles that travel at 4 miles per hour are designed to be used on the pavement. Powered vehicles that can travel at 8 miles per hour can also be used on the road. When travelling on the road, drivers should obey all rules for other road users. When travelling on the pavement, the rules for pedestrians should be used. On a dual carriageway where the speed limit exceeds 50 miles per hour, which is the equivalent of 80 kilometres an hour, they must have a flashing amber beacon, but on other roads you may not have that advance warning. Passing other road users. Never overtake if you do not have a clear view of the road in front and have time to return to your side of the road safely. Cyclists, You must give at least 1.5 metres on a 30 miles per hour road. Personally, I would recommend at least 2 metres. Horse riders must leave a minimum of 2 metres, must not pass over 10 miles per hour, and do not rev your engine as this may frighten horses and cause an accident. Pedestrians, they must have a minimum of 2 metres. During poor weather conditions, ensure that more space is given. Use of the horn. You should not sound your horn between the hours of 23:30, which is 11:30 on an evening, and 7 a.m. on a morning, unless it is to prevent danger. You should only be used to alert others of our presence. Do not use your horn if there are horse riders nearby, as they may startle the horse, the rider, and potentially cause an accident. Do not sound your horn in anger. You should only press your horn to alert others of your presence. And although it is a social norm to flash your headlights to say thank you or let someone go before you, which you will often see by other road users, you should only flash your main headlight to warn others of your presence. Car lights. Your car has several lights around it to help you to be able to see better when visibility is poor, but they also help other road users see you. Side lights allow other road users to see you. Some cars have daytime running lights which are similar. Side lights can be used as parking lights when leaving your car on a road that has a speed limit above 30 miles per hour at night. Driving lights, which are your dipped headlights. These lights are positioned facing slightly down and to the left to prevent dazzling other road users. With that in mind, this is the reason why you should not park on the right-hand side of the road or move your car from the right-hand side of the road unless you are on a one-way street. Your main beam. This can be used on a dark road without street lighting. It must not be used if there is anyone in front of you, including pedestrians, as your light will dazzle them. Indicators. These are amber flashing lights and it lets other road users know of our intention to change direction of our vehicle. It alerts others of a potential issue. These are known as our hazard lights. Fog lights. They are bright red, approximately 20 times brighter than tail lights. Need to be used when visibility is less than 100 metres. When visibility improves, they must be turned off. Some vehicles have fog lights at the front of the car. They are similar to the dipped headlights. Do not use the main beam in fog, as this will reflect off the fog and make it harder to see. Reverse lights. Lets other road users know that we are preparing to reverse in our car. You can only reverse your car when it is necessary and safe to do so. Use of the indicators. You need to use your indicators to let other road users know what you are intending to do. This includes pedestrians. Use your indicators if what you are going to do could be a surprise to others or cause confusion. Do not indicate if it could confuse someone. If you have any questions around driving or from this video, please feel free to contact us on 07305 440539. It's best to send a text and we will get back to you as soon as possible, or alternatively email Andy at andysinkerdriving.co.uk, and please do like our videos and subscribe to our channel and we'll continue producing further ones. Many thanks. Goodbye.